do like Smokescreen, and it's a solid toy. Same again for Hound. Hound was always a favourite, one of the classics. He's a bit beefed up here, but it's still a Hound. Optimus. Again, there's been some pretty cool Optimus figures. And the movies at one point were trying to be realistic about them, weren't they? And then they clearly sort of got carried away. And I think the toys have done a really good job in some cases to try and keep up with them. Yeah, he looks pretty cool stood next to Megatron, duking it out. Blaster! Has he got a tape with him? Ooh. No, he's got the... not tape, it's a cannon thing, isn't it? We have a tape for Blaster. We have a... I want to say Cliff Jumper, but I don't think it is. It's... what's his name? I've forgotten his name. Not Cliff Jumper, it looks like Cliff Jumper. Oh god, his top just fell off. Right, we'll put him back together in a bit. We have one of the movie Dinobots. I can't remember his name. It's all very, I mean, very spiky looking, but I don't know. I'm not sold on them. Not sold at all. Ooh, now we have a personal favourite. Cup. Again, doesn't need to be a headmaster, but I went to visit Andy at Kapow Towers, and this was sat on the counter, and he's missing a wheel. And Andy said I could have him because I was sat there fiddling with him. It's probably just to get rid of me, but I think he's really cool. And I like the fact he's damaged, and he still transforms, and yeah, he doesn't roll, but it works. Big fan of this figure. Oh, we have a random gun, which is supposed to be in a tub. We have, oh, there we go, have a flying gun, and somebody else with a missing bloody head. Honestly, it's going to look like a massacre at the bottom of this box, just a whole bunch of heads. Again, I never really did like the dragons for hands thing, I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep apologising. Ooh! This, although I'm not a fan of Shockwave being a leader class figure, I love the fact that a Combiner Wars Bruticus can hold this. Well, any of the Combiner Wars. And yeah, it just looks cool. To me. Now we have another... God, he's so orange. I've forgotten his name. God, I suck at this. Another movie Dinobot. From... oh no, he's one of the dragons, isn't he, from the last night? That's sort of a dragon, sort of a dinosaur, all of a mess. Same again. Oh, that looks like a bit of Ironhide. So I imagine we'll find one of those. Oh, and another Last Night. I mean, his head is so far back. They look quite cool, some of those figures, in some of the pictures, and then you get them in hand and they're a floppy mess. And they feel really cheap, and they weren't cheap. Skywarp. Now again, suffers the same problem as the Starscream in the fact that as soon as I saw the Angry Bird chest, you see it, right? You see the Angry Bird? It sort of ruins the whole figure. Very nice jet mode. Ooh, we have... oh, Drift. Samurai Drift. Again, very Shelley. Skylynx. I just love... he's just such a weird thing. And he makes no apologies for it, being such a weird thing. It works for him. I like it. It makes no sense in any way, shape or form. There's his tiger crotch. But he's fun. I think that's the point of these things, really. Silly, silly fun sometimes. Just some random instructions. Oh. Ah. Someone from the movies, I did kind of like the character. And I loved the standoff with Ironhide before he was, brutally murdered. Here endeth the lesson. That was, cool. And the Decepticon version of Hardhead, whose name escaped me again. Really cool alt mode. And a shoulder cannon. Oh, that's part of that weird little guy that was in the adverts. Sweet Scoots. I can't remember. Squeaks. Squeaks! That's his carriage. Ooh. Generation Sunstorm? Storm. I really liked him. I like his weird buggy mode. Another. He came with something. I'm not defending. I don't have him twice on purpose because I really don't like him. Snapdragon. Get this weird angry crocodile figure. It's kind of fun. It's very silly, but kind of fun. I remember religiously looking through B&M after B&M to try and find him. And he's cool. He's really, really cool. This is just the dreaded box of bits. There is another box of bits and some of the comics that came with some of the Combiner Wars. So there's the Smokescreen one. Watch his chops. Wheeljack. And Hound. From now on, any name I can't remember is just going to be What's His Chops or Bob. Oh, there we have Overlord. I paid 50 quid for him. Kind of wish I hadn't, but he is very cool. I like the way he splits in two, and I like the tank, and I like the plane. I like the way he's... Yeah, he's alright. He's kind of cool. Probably end up sold one day. I think most of this box, or a larger portion of this box, will go to a car boot or charity. Blitzwing, floppy mess, giant penis. It's just... I loved the first thing you saw when you opened the box was that. There's got a little purple bit at the end. Obviously it's supposed to go up the back somewhere, but it doesn't really fold like that. So when it was in the box, they did that. How, why, whoever knows, but endlessly entertaining. Ooh, Rhinox, Rhine something. My first foray into a Beast Wars character, him. I never really got on with Beast Wars. Mainly, it wasn't actually Beast Wars the cartoon's fault. I played the video game before I watched the series. And the video game was atrocious. Ooh, we've got Generation Springer. Springers have just always been, to me, he was, he was like the big brother in the movie, just cool. This figure was the first one I saw in a long time that I liked. We have Weird Oil Tanker Optimus. I will never understand this figure. It was on sale in Smith's. It was really, really cheap. It makes no sense to me at all. I'm not a fan of it, but it's still Optimus, so I ended up owning it. We've got weird fish guy. I think I tried to transform him, and then it all went horribly wrong, and now he's got basically shark junk and his head. Oh, there's his head. There's his head. He's not supposed to come up there. Yeah, there we go. A bit like that. Again, his name's forgotten. It's funny to think a lot of these used to be on a Billy bookcase somewhere. Another Generations wheelie. Sorry, Legends class wheelie. I got him because I had the Official Masterpiece Grimlock, and I've also had the Grinder Grimlock, and I don't know, I just like wheelie on or around Grimlock because of one scene in the movie, maybe two scenes. Headless Galvatron. Again, space cannon wise would have been pretty cool. Didn't need to transform into a jet. I was overdoing it for the sake of a repaint. But still pretty cool nonetheless. A Megatron. I like Megatron as a tank. Works for me. And finally a head that isn't missing. I'm a bit troubled that I'm near the bottom of the box and I can't see any errant heads. And there should be quite a few. Another... I think this is like the triple guy, isn't it? From... he splits into 3 weird knights that got decapitated by Optimus in that. Let's call it a movie and debate it afterwards. We get into the dregs. Here we got. Oh, there we go. We got a bit more of Squeaks. That's right. So he's got his thing like that, and then his backpack for his guns and all that. Again, it's just kind of entertaining. Ooh, Roadbuster. He's pretty cool. I'm not looking forward to getting all these guys back in the box. Some errant weapons that need to be in the bits box. Well, I don't know, he looked quite cool to me in the box, and then his robot's all very spindly. The helicopter mode's pretty cool. A few more bits. Oh! We have a Sea Spray and Cosmos. It's good to have a few of the classics, isn't it? Always favourite. And still no heads. But, oh wait, here we go. One, I mean, he's not even a head, it doesn't even transform into a little person, this head. What? Why does it come off? Why doesn't it just barely holds in either? There we go, Nitro Zeus. Still probably one of the coolest figures from the line. With his shonky head. Couple of cassettes for Fall of Cybertron. So again, these boxes so desperately, when they were put in boxes, it was kind of a hurried, rushed job. Bit of fire. That's from Leader Class Megatron. Couple more Fall of Cybertron tapes. Ratbat and Frenzy. And a boxed Power Glide. I think that finally brings an end to this box, which has been a long one. I didn't expect this to be a long one. Alright, thank you very much.
Robot.